Hello guys, Robert from loamwolf.com here. Thank you very much for tuning in. Today I've got a ride along video for you on a new bike that I've been sent to test. This is the Bird Aether 9 Carbon. I'm out here in the northeast of Scotland at a riding location called Pitfichie. It's one of my favourites in the area. So we're going to go on a bit of a ride here, show you some of the trails and walk you through the bike and kind of let you learn a little bit more about how it rides. So strap in and join me along for the ride. Let's check it out. Oh no! The bird really does eat it up. The rocks through here are so loose, and this is a bit. After a real loose rocky opener, which actually the bird's impressively sensitive over. Time to open up the taps a little bit more. Oh yeah. There's the pine needles on the ground at the moment. Did actually cut the track there. Whoops. Yeah, with the pine needles on the ground at the moment, super hard to know what's underneath the tyres, how much grip you've got. But yeah, the bird does pretty well through there. It tracks nicely. It's relatively agile, in the size I've chosen at least. Oh, it is so slick. Little jump in. Oh. Get high of that tree. Oh. Little skip of the arm to let you know you got it right. So I figured while we've got this stunning Scottish backdrop and a relatively clean bike, I should probably walk you through it. As I mentioned, this is the Bird Aether 9 Carbon. Bird are a direct consumer brand based in the UK, and this is their first carbon fibre frame offering. It's a 130mm aggressive trail bike, sporting some fairly stretched out geometry numbers, and being a direct consumer brand, it comes in at a fairly reasonable price. Geometry wise, we're talking a 484mm reach for this medium long. It's paired with a 65° head angle, a 40mm slammed bottom bracket drop, a relatively compact 430mm rear end, and a 76.5° effective seat tube angle. So that involves the 12-speed Shimano XTR mech on the back that I'm terrified of ripping off. It's got a Hope Pro 4 hub on DC Swiss EX511 wheel set. Both ends have cush core in it to fend off any dents from the really rocky trails around here. Up front we've got the RockShox Pike Ultimate fork paired with the RockShox not Super Deluxe, regular Deluxe Ultimate rear shock. It's otherwise a Shimano XT drivetrain, the crank and shifter, mated with the Shimano XT 4-pot brake set, and then the Raceface 6C carbon bar with a Unite component stem, and finally a Bird factory dropper. So all in all, this spec comes into about £4,500, which is certainly reasonable, especially with that carbon fibre frame. But you know, I'm sure you guys are most interested in how that translates out on the trail. So strap in and join me along for the ride. Let's check it out, and I'll share my thoughts on this Bird Aether 9 Carbon. For the most part, the Bird Aether 9 Carbon does a pretty good job. And certainly the build that's on this one, barely wheel set, dual cush cores, really grippy, shorty, assegai combo. Is not doing any favours for the climbs, but that aside, yeah, it's certainly plenty firm under power, not to the point that you struggle for grip up stuff like this I'm going just now, real rocky, rooty climbs, but yeah, certainly it's not a bike that I'm scared to go on a long pedal mission with, that's for sure. Oh yeah, oh, nearly. Oh, here we go. What is becoming one of the most legendary trails in the northeast, certainly here at Pitfichie. This is MACCHIATO. Check it out. Starts off wide open, a little bit rocky. Natural gaps you can make to smoothen it. Now make sure you don't miss this right turn. And through there, I mean, the cush core in the wheels certainly helping to take the sting off of the rocks. But for a 130mm bike, the Bird really does eat it up. And this bit has become so rutted out with the rain. At one point this was all beautiful and smooth, but no longer. Yeah, this Bird's been a funny one. It doesn't pedal as well as your typical, or maybe your more trail orientated 130mm bike would. Basically the sand's back is sort of all round, it's more like a kayak 140, 150mm travel bike, which is fine by me. It means you push up a little bit harder on the descents. Whoa. Oh, but still definitely a bit of fatigue creeping in by now with how rough it is. The Bird absolutely loves the real smooth corner, low bottom bracket, short rear end, just like to whip it around so good. I'm not gonna lie, my hands are stinging a little bit. It is rough. But yeah, the Bird eats it all up. It's stable, it's sensitive, and it whips around the corner so good. This is the White Lady at Pitfichie. Check it out. Thank you. Quite a rocky one there. A few sharp ones to potentially threaten a tyre casing. And might be rough as well. to test your grip and how supple that suspension is like that. Go along with the rock garden. And definitely where limited trouble and pack fire starts to come into effect, as it is certainly not super smooth right through there. Equally, it does gobble it up fairly well. And that is super fun. The White Lady at Pitfichie. And through that kind of stuff, the Bird does really well. You do just have enough sort of stability on the bike to let it go a little bit, dip the heels and charge through the rough. Really good fun. All right, and we're up here at the top of the Pitfichie downhill track. What was once reserved for downhill bikes and downhill racing, and now we're tackling it on a 130mm trail bike. It's pretty insane to see how far bikes have come. From the top you have got the most stunning views off of the granite, all the hills surrounding, and then looking down the trail, it's pretty hard to keep your eyes on it with such a view ahead. But yeah, let's strap in, get the Bird onto some properly rough and technical terrain and check out, see how it goes. This is the Pitfichie downhill track on board the Bird Aether 9 Carbon. You start out off on the rock and it is pretty wide open, just flat out rough. Loads of granite slabs. Couple little bits you have to gap. Super good fun. May have spotted my friend Michael there. Hopefully he got a good clip to stick in with it. A few little bits you have to be wary of. But super good fun. Just fast going. It has been wet, but safe for a few paddles. Certainly the top section doesn't feel it. And then you come into the woods and it gets a little bit darker, steeper, more technical. Oh, the pine needles. It's very scary. I'm just going to pick out that wet bit in there. Oh, getting a little bit washed on the front wheel there. Whoops. And you're into a bit of a flat rock garden where it's so important is to conserve speed, not let it drop. It just gets so rough, slows it down. A bit of a jump there. I have to eat, that's for sure. Hold it wide open for the fight. Oh. And there we have it. And that has been Pitfichie one of the best locations to ride a mountain bike in the northeast of Scotland. On board this here Bird Aether 9 Carbon. You'll have to stay tuned for my final thoughts in my review coming to the site soon. But as I'm sure you can tell, the Bird's certainly a fun bike to ride. Do give us a like if you've enjoyed this video. Give us a comment, let us know your thoughts. If you have any ideas for future videos, let us know. And subscribe to the channel to see more. And also be sure to keep your eyes peeled on the site for my review going live soon on this Bird Aether 9 Carbon. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. Hope to catch you out on the trails.